It's a good morning to you. Welcome to Asake Online. My name is Zenzele Ndebele. I'm sure I are now used that this is the Breakfast Club. This program we talk about politics, we talk about current affairs, culture, transitional justice, and all the issues that affect us in our communities. And I think I want to thank you very much for all the suggestions that we get in our inboxes, references, contact people, because without you, we would not be talking to so many people that we are interviewing. It is really, great honor and pleasure to be receiving details. And this is how we end up with all these people that we talk about. And for me, it's quite important. And I think you recently noticed which site now has a membership, silver, gold, platinum. So I would encourage people to join a site membership. It helps us to fundraise so that we can be able to do the work that we do, but also it helps you to be part of the family, have more access to our offices, to our facilities, and also to interact with us more so that you can give us more ideas on what we should do. So we encourage you to really take up the membership and help us to grow and to get to all the corners of the country. Today in our program, we'll be talking about one of those, for me, interesting topics that for many years, it's linked to Gukurahundi, it's linked to the talk on the war veterans and the role of ZPRA in the liberation struggle. But it is quite interesting and maybe a new area that we are just starting. We'll be talking to about Don Nyelani. Don Nyelani is a former ZPRA combatant, but after independence, he joined the intelligence, the Zimbabwe Intelligence Corps, where he participated in the early 80s in intelligence, and all those kind of things. But it gives us a very interesting perspective when it comes to the issues of who were the dissidents, who did what. And it also becomes interesting that he himself, a person who was in the intelligence, ended up being a victim of the intelligence that he was gathering. His comrades ended up turning against him, and like many other comrades who were former ZPRAs, he ended up dismissed from the army. And I'm asking myself, how many ZPRAs were really dismissed for some, one or two reasons? Some of them really not clear. How many of them disappeared and were never seen again? And how many of them survived? It is really, for me, an interesting story that when we talk about Gukurahundi, we talk about abazali bethu, the citizens, ordinary people were killed in Kai, Cholocho, Nyamendlovu, Midlands, wherever. But we never really discuss the issue of Gukurahundi in the National Army. How former ZPRA guys were eliminated from the army, arrested, killed, abused, ill-treated, which led to some of them deserting, some of them being discharged, and all those stories. And you ask yourself, but why? Why did that have to happen? And when we talk about Gukurahundi, we still talk about justice. Unfortunately, in Zimbabwe, our justice favors the victor and not the victim. Those who have the power want to decide what form of justice we should look at or we should get. And in any country and anywhere in the world, political justice has never been justice. So I think those in power should know that it is important that they address this issue now, because it will always be there. It will always be an issue. And imagine 2-3 generations when people talk about justice and the people who were the real victims are no longer there. So, without talking too much, let's hear the story of Don Nyelani.
So, to right, omunye wasithi no, ubaba lo muntu kuna ukuziki, ngcono sihambe siyebiza lwana omunye balanti isivele sideploye kuma battalions wonke. Siyebiza lwana omunye njani? Oweziki engabuya ethi kakwazi mdala. ubekwazi ukuthini kuyabetha manje ubuya umuntu engimazi ebethi alo ngiyamazi yebo naye ngubani uyakhuluma lilonke no problem bebethi right kulezi zinto la but now izinto lezi asifuna hamba lazo ngokuya nika ama-dissident information la so lezi zinto damdala sezisala la wena uhambe but ngeSunday usadlula izikhuleta la ubuye lapha vele sikubona ukuthi ubuye ungayekela ukubuya la ube kwazi nje usitshela ukuthi kwikini kungabe njengoba ngitshelile ngoba babebuze konke lokho uzathola abantu bakini bonke kungela yabona ngihamba ngabuya kwiSunday same route now ngisiyafika lapha ngithola sana ukuthi kona i-unit lena kayisekho itshintshile izolo sibusho labanye abatsha but lwana weze isika tshintshanga but now isikhathi sokuthi kona mangikhuluma la vele kuyafana ukuthi ngikhuluma into vele abangayaziyo ndoni abalanto abayinjalo efanele mangibabuza ukuthi sele lokhu la bathi silanto esiyaziyo ukuthi nifanele leyo kule idea mayabani bathi thina sikwazi lo ngene emotweni uhambe so yona leyo nto sengibotshiwe manje so icala lami sembotshiwe laphana kwakuyi divulging official secrets because defense act information leyi abayithathayo lapha ku roadblock yaya kuma ingayinika ama-dissident uyayibona ndawo ngoba kwakusokufuneka andibona babekwazi ukuthi yibo abaripotayo ukuthi bona bangitholakala lokho andibona mina ngithi hayi kwathathwa ngama-members ezetsheni aku roadblock endaweni enje wena batakula into enjalo wena wanika ama-dissident hayi abangitshela ukuthi balakho mina nganika information ama-dissident information ye-army ndo yiko ngitshejwa nge-divulging official secrets act ku-defense act so babengasavumi ukuthi ngoba kakufanelanga ukuthi ngithi izisele ngaphi kulabo abegugurahundi kufanele ngithi i-information le yayinikani njengomuntu oyehlala esiyakiwo into yobona so indaba yakicala lakhona lasenjalo right so kuthiwa ke ngiyagwetshwa sesiya ngapha eKG6 ku-court martial found guilty firing squad. That's when I discovered ukuthi no phezulu ngale there is a semblance of realization yeqiniso because laba nabantu lapho ngabona kunuzanga wami was one of the judges because babe begqoka iflag ku court martial enkambe elosini eKG6 so there were 3 of them but umuntu engabamazi ngozwa ngami laba nabantu they were very fair ngoba babekubuzisisa ukuthi wena ubotshe njani kuhamba njani wena lento uyabatshela wena bakubuza ngendlela lezane eziloze ehlaniphile because kwagcina kuvela ukuthi no umuntu wangibophisayo was my junior unfortunately ukuthi yena wayengimzana njengoba vele sasile lozeni amazana le ZPRA then mina ngabalandiseli ukuthi wena ngize ngiboshwe kwahamba njani njalo ngangiphila njani so konke lokhu ngakukhuluma wandindaba icala le ukuthi wena nganika ama-dissident information so mina I had to put it clear ukuthi no akuzange kwaba njalo sasingu-3 esasingena kuleyo court is from same department umijaha nje wayengujaha wemkhonto but yena wayesehlala la then lo munye we former religion regime la yangazi ukuthi wayelicala lani. But saphuma discharge, mina ngaphuma discharge kuleyo case, labo futhi labo ngithi bophuma discharge. Then ngathi ngiphumile lapho discharge, ngazohlala enkambeni for 2 years ngadeploywanga. But ngingasaboshwanga, but ngangibotshiwe because ngangibona ukuthi wena lapha kusho ukuthi ngigciniwe ukuthi babone ukuthi ngiyenzani, ngiyangaphi nje, ukuthi ngingavunyelwa ukuphuma enkambeni. Then kwazi ukuthi ngelinye ilanga angikwazi ukuthi babe cabange njani. Kwazi ukuthi another Rhodesian major ukuthi wayesengicaptain babalwana, uthiwa nguNtini, but all along wayengu regimental sergeant major. Ubabalwana wabuya kimi la nalujaha lo engidinga eSouth Africa lo wayesehlala la. Umuntu lwana eZimbabwe umuntu lwana, but angathi wayijoin njani ANC, but istory sake ngangibuza khona lapho sesiloku sesonke. Ngwasasi deploy sonke ku1 brigade. Wabethi hayi mina phela ukuthi kona ngumuntu ANC, hayi asumuntu ANC, but mina ukuthi abantu labana mina ngazalelale. Ngangibazi kuphela, but mina angizalwa ngaphi la, history angela zona. So regimental sergeant major lona sesiqede ngiyabona umnyaka ole half. La yena lujaha la wayehlala khona phe engaphumphandle. Wasesithina kithi hayi lina bafana lifuna ukubuyela ku1 brigade. Sathi nee. Wabe siniki warrant. Sebesithatha impahla zethu singena emotweni sisiya estimeleni. Mase estimeleni sibe sibona ama-MP asefikile, isitimela singasho. Bahamba bebuza ematolokisini ukuthi ubani lo bakhona bazofika kithi bazithola. Yithi bebethi ehlani. Angazi ukuthi wayenze njani yena. Sibe sibuyiselwa back to. Kwathiwa kona no kube kuphambanisekile, yazi izinto zabantu abakhulu. Kuphambanisekile lapha bekungafanele sinjani sihambe. Yebona sahlala. Then from there kwase kuzovela indaba, uyabona ukuchana kwe27 echipaka nenyama karoyi. Umuntu ayelapana ugagisa Stanley Gagisa. So i27 yachayana, yathi ichayini i27 yayigcwele abantu esasibatraine ePapa. Then I was the instructor, mina ngomunye wama instructors. So then mina ngabakwazi ngangila information ukuthi i27 so ngibuthi njengabantu beZimbabwe Intelligence Corps sasiyaza ama-lozi nama-battalions ukuthi kuna obani bangaphi. Then kwase kuthiwa khona siyakhonale. Then mina ngayesaba ukuthi uma ngihamba le ngikhangela ukuthi uma ngisiyale abafana labana abatrainer phakathi la uma semibweni bafika bethini nangu umuntu ngoba kwakufuneka izikhali. Mina ngasithi no, lapha akufanele ngiyele phela. Plan bani? Ngiyagula. Luckily ngangikhuluma iqiniso because by then I was a very heavy smoker mina ngokwami. Because isikhathi leso ngangibhema. Isikhathi ngibona kule Kings learning kalakathi iBhayibhelini. Mina nganilahla 3 mangingabe ngizinathela kahle. Into ezazingahluphi imali, utshwala kwakuyi25 cents ipint. So kanti ngangisiba lama chest pains. So kwase kuthiwa kona no, mina ngiyala ukuya ngapi ngisithi ngiyagula nti so kungcono ngithathwe ngishiywe ngapi eParenyato ngiye-examine ukuthi is it true ukuthi nalento engitshoyo. Luckily lapha enkambeni la unesi engangilayela oyelokuzeni she was a good nurse. Boy, what efike engitesta waqala banditesta enkambeni khonapho isifuba sami sasithi khorro then wasembuza ukuthi uyabhema ngine wambuza ukuthi ubhema imhlami ngamtshela wabe sithi no uyazi ukuthi seems igwayi liyakunika iproblem ngoba isifuba sakho asikho right indlela ahamba ebhalile ngisiya ngapha eParenyato then bani ngale eParenyato wayiqinisile umama lona bafika badiscover the same thing because banjela bathi bona akuyenzini ukuthi ureduce igwayi because at least ubheme one a day ngosulimele wena igwayi so yiko lapha ngama khona igwayi ngingasabhemi ngahlengekela igwayi khona then ngasila ngaye naleyo ndlela. But at the same time ngingasayanga ngale babe ngitshintshwa kuthiwa ngiye attachwa ngapha ku-2 brigade Crane ngase Crane eCrane babefika bengisa ngapha Shibakane Nyama ku-27 yayisithuthile 27 ngemva kokuchayana kwayo. Ngikhona ngale ke ku-27 lapho kwavuka indaba yezikhali antobona ezangaphi ku-assembly point ipapa omunye umsocial agent esekhulumile ukuthi no ngale thina ngiyazobani labo ngasembuya ngizothathwa. So indaba le yabuya yavusa ipi leyane ukuthi mina vele nginjani ngake ngahambisa information leyana la ngaphuma discharge ngale. So lapha kayiko lapha engafika khona sengigwetshwa ke 7 years.
So ugwetshwa in martial court?
Hayi, just in normal DB. Yes, you court martial. And no kwakungase DB no kanti ngasengigwetshwa ngapha phandle.
Wahanjiswe court?
Ngahanjiswe court ngendaba yezikhali.
Ezazinga?
Hayi, anti ngangiyi-instructor mina. Uthi mina ngiyakwazi lapho kulezikhali khona. But ngangakwazi ukuthi zabe kwama. So bahlanganisa ke indaba le ikamalusalile. Ukuthi ngithi Gukurahundi National Army yabulala abantu. So ngibangigweba 5 years. I mean 7 years. 2 years suspended for 5 years. Ngahamba le 5. Ubanana washeshe ngupresident. Lapho ngafika kone ngavalele central. Ngahlala central 12 months. But ngase ngiyenzi iappeal. Then ubuya appeal and after 12 months lapho ngaphuma khona ngahlala eNew Saram. Ngiqedisise isigwebo saba yi1 month, 1 year 6 months. Then from there ngaphuma ku-army. I was discharged.
So, yes, you mentioned your name, but Kuma. Yes, can the Puma with his target in Mama Disdain to mention it Tamasocha, questions that I 30s. Instruction, what we use. To the money chavan to
no, Tinasazinga Tinasas operators in Cheso Zimbabwe Intelligence Corps. Sasingena ezakamizi ngizihlalele just to get information yezinto ezenzakala khona lapho ukuthi laba banga batholakala njani. So ngiyabe nginjengezakamizi lami ngizinathela amatshwala lami lapho kunathwa khona lapho kujayiva khona lami siyajayiva kanjalo nje indlela ezasebenza ngayo njengabantu abadinga information.
So did you ever have a chance laterally interacted with 50 project?
i-50 graders angahlala layo ngaphandle kwakhona lapho bathatha khona amabhuku ami la ku-road block ambophisayo, but i-50 brigade hayi azange ngasebenza layo.
But ngesikhathi senesona oku-army ukwazi ukuthi lawo wabotshwa kwakunjani? Wawusizwa usafe?
No. Yabona khonapha so asiyonto engayikhuluma ngiyiqede. Enyeke yakhona ezinye zakhona kazikhulumeki because abantu babebotshwa abangamasotsha. Liyakhumbula kuthiwa kulama ZPRA akade efuna ukuya bulala upresident Mugabe estate house. Amajahalana ngaba bevela ku Amadilo wezeni division asesabi lutho. Amajahalana besebebotshiwe abanye bakho because abanye bahle babaleka by then. Sebebotshiwe the entire losing group babe amasosha wonke babe lethwa mawubotshiwa ulethwa kulosing ku ZPRA for interrogation. So ezinye izinto madoda kazikhulumeki la because into babeyenziwa is horrible. Ngoba babe phatha kabuhlungu kakhulu ukuthi babefakwa ebharakini so kuthiwe bachaya ibhonyebhonye. Ushuchamile you report up. So yazi indlela ababephathwa ngayo madoda yayibuhlungu kakhulu. Into esazibona okunye nje vele akukhulumeki madoda. Izinto ezazisenzakala kwakunzima kweZimbabwe National Army because ukuchayana kwe ZPRA lezandla sebe integrate ku National Army kwakukhoza iproblem enkulu steri because ma kuthiwa unit ethile chayene is obviously icase yonke ngama ZPRA achaya amazandla. You see, so mawungumZPRA babe kukhangela lelani lihlo linjani vele sasihlezi nzima ku National Army sisithule nzima yiko abanye bethu bachiya phela babaleka bathi ngcono sizifele mse ukuthi sichayane yiko babahlambuka just that because the treatment yakhona was never good. Saphila impilo ebuhlungu kakhulu ku integration because abanye bethu futhi amaZPRA lawo umuntu inhliziyo kayiphakela because baningi abavalekayo amaZPRA echiya ewonile enkambeni echiya ngce 2 down amazandla. Because I still remember khona umunye mfana wathi besiyamnika ukudla umZPRA besiyamnika ukudla besiyamtshintsha instead wafika wadubula labantu wabechapha nje desert. So kwakuphilwa nzima.
Wayebotshiwe?
Hayi. Normally nje ubuzonika isitshwala mbuya nguchaya. Uzontshintsha ngudubule. Ngidle ngihambe. Mbuya ucatshilela ngokucaphukileyo ngoba zazi iziningi izinto ezazinjani ezasenzakala. So that's what I experienced mina ku ZNA after independence. I was integrated.
So ngokukhayela bhekathi sibona ngani kuyini ongawutshintsha kwahandlwa njani uyinto integration ubona
integration was wrongly done because you cannot be integrated by your enemy. Integrate by BMAT thina British military attaché. So sasilwa lama British. How can ama British always integrate? Because such stories ukuthi wona ama Koreans ngesikhathi be training Gukurahundi bathatha ama-British athathe imoto zama-Korean bazenza ama-target bazichaya. It's all a secret which is not known by Zimbabweans. But that's what happened. Ama-British athathe imoto zama-Korea enyanga le bayenza ama-targets bachaya. But it was never said. Because how can you think integrate British, Britain were training in China, when we training in China, Romania, ZPRA, Russia, Zambia, and so forth, Cuba, USSR. We are integrated enemy in China. You will have a watching, say, no la. The way I see it, it was just integrated on my British. When I'm a British, why salary? That's why when we're fighting losing who are in Douglas Smith or have a Britain. Otherwise, Britain engine. If I really want to Zimbabwe against independence, because when they because who Smith in Joburg declared UDI in 1965, well, what should tuna umbuso and from Britain? So Britain was responsible. This is why Ibo Futaba Zimbabwe was trained. That was wrong. But what we in my routine, Jobo wine izan. Minizan, and my elections we knew Mugabe. There was no other way.
I spent more than 15 years researching Gukurahundi, but each interview tells me that I know very little or I know nothing about Gukurahundi. Because each person that I talk to brings a different perspective that I was not aware of, and I know many people didn't know. So it is very important that we keep researching, we keep talking to people who we get the full understanding of how the state used all its resources, all its institutions, all its military might and equipment to try and punish or eliminate or destroy the ZAPU supporters who were mainly Ndebele. And I don't think we can argue that Gukurahundi was not tribal. It was tribal, it was political, and the aim was clear: to eliminate the so-called dissidents and their supporters. And those dissidents and their supporters happened to be Ndebele. And I can argue that Gukurahundi was a tribal genocide carried out by the state. And of course, we can still argue that today, the genocide continues in many forms. Those who benefited from the genocide still want to continue to maintain their dominance and to make us, shut up, that we should not talk about it. My name is Zenzele Ndebele. Until we meet again in other programs, have a good day.